Welcome to Breakfast with Amy. I am Amy at Wise Monkey Quilting in Denison, Iowa. Thank you for joining me this morning. We are doing our very first no-sew project for Breakfast with Amy, but I just think this is super cute and I've had a few people ask for it. So I'm going to show you how to make a no-sew fabric wreath and give you some options on different wreaths you can make. Whether you use it, now isn't this a cute, you can use it as a centerpiece for a table, put something in the middle. You can use it by hanging it on your door or wherever you want a little bit of color to bring in the season. So I'm going to show you how to make this morning, and I'm going to give you the opportunity to get some supplies that you can make some for yourself. So is there anyone joining me for breakfast this morning?
So far on this fine Friday morning, we have April and Colleen, Sue, along with Gladys and Barb.
Good morning.
Deb, Janice and Jerry, Pam, Stacy. Steve says good morning to one and all. Debbie is checked in. Debbie likes to make miniatures. I wonder if she can make a miniature wreath.
I bet she could.
Hi, Tina. She's watching in South Carolina this morning, along with Brenda and Victor. Hello there. Roxy.
Good morning.
Dina, Cindy. Two Cindys in a row, and then followed up by Elaine and Triss. She's back from Hawaii.
Okay, good.
Back into the reality of Idaho.
I should say good because I'm sure you probably wish you were still in Hawaii, but it's always nice to get home too. It might take you a few days to get back into your swing of things, how things go.
Kathy's just having some coffee for now. Hi, Deanna.
Yeah, I haven't had anything yet this morning except my Diet Mountain Dew, but I see maybe some fruit and yogurt on my horizon, so that might come in handy this morning.
Hi, Phyllis and Marge, Maggie, Ray, Diane, good morning. Connie, she went to Mass this morning, praying for her grandson's safety at football game tonight.
Very good.
Hi, Carol, Lisa, and Debbie. She says, I will definitely try to make a miniature wreath. Hi, Lois.
I almost guarantee she'll do it and bring it for strip club in November to show everyone she made a miniature wreath. I cannot wait to see it.
All right. I'm caught up with, Little A just checked in.
Good morning.
So, yeah.
So I have 4 different colorways for you this morning. The wreath I made is fall. I mean, you can put this up from clear 1st of September all the way through Thanksgiving. And what it takes is 8 fat quarters. And it does take all 8 fat quarters. When I made this yesterday, that's exactly what I used. And I maybe had 2 pieces left over, and I could have snuck those in somewhere. So you will definitely need 8 fat quarters to make this. These are the fat quarters that I used exactly to make this. So you've got just some oranges and yellows and golds, and it just pulls together so nicely all the different colors of fall. So for our 8 fat quarters, it's $27.99. Now, shipping this morning is $5 flat rate shipping, unless you buy $25 or more. So just a fat quarter bundle is going to get you free shipping today. So that one is sold 100 fall. Then why not make one for Christmas? When you do your Christmas, you can add in an additional bow, make it your own personality. So I found some really pretty.
Actually, the candy was in the way, and it's tempting me.
The Christmas I picked out has reds and greens and golds in it. Some more greens and reds. What's nice about these is you don't necessarily see the fabric itself, you're just seeing the colors. So reds, greens, golds for the Christmas 8 fat quarters. Again, $27.99, sold 100, Christmas. And then, hey, you still have time for Halloween. I love Halloween, so I'm going to make one, and it's easy to store away. You can get it out the next year, reuse it. So our Halloween has 8 Halloween fat quarters. Some of these glow in the dark. So I've got blacks and oranges, greens, threw a purple in. So black, orange, green, purple, just the right colors for Halloween. $27.99 for your 8 fat quarters. Sold 100 Halloween. And then, you know what? The winter is going to be, it's going to go by so fast. So how about starting on your Valentine's project? So I've got these 8 fat quarters, really pretty pinks and reds. Mix these together and put them on your table or on your door, and you will be all ready for Valentine's Day. So $27.99 for your 8 Valentine's fat quarters, sold 100 Valentines.
And I better catch up here or I won't be able to sort through some of these names here later, but figure out where I left. Good morning, Marilyn. Zeta. Rosella has checked in along with Brenda. Victor's going to make buns and croissants and bagels later for dinner.
Making me hungry, Victor.
There you go.
Because it's today Thanksgiving in Canada. Is it today or Saturday?
Monday.
Monday.
Hi, Sharon. Let's see here. Who have we missed? Sorting through the orders. Martha. She's not disappointing this morning. Hash browns, egg, bacon, toast.
Good job, Martha.
Mm-hmm.
We should all go to Martha's house for breakfast.
Yeah, the toast might be cold by the time we get there.
Maybe.
But I have Maggie, let's see, and Sherry and Marilyn. So.
All right.
And Sharon's having fried eggs on toast this morning. So that sounds good too.
I am so glad everyone is up and at 'em and starting your day. It is going to be a beautiful Friday. When I got in the car this morning, it said 70 degrees. So it's going to be a nice day. All right. So those were our what?
That might have been inside the garage.
Why, what did yours?
Well, mine doesn't have that, but I don't think it was 70 degrees this morning.
Oh. Okay, in my car in the garage, it said 70 degrees. Then, what I'm using this morning to make the strips is a wavy rotary cutter blade. Now, there's a difference between the wavy and the pinking blade. The wavy does big waves, where the pinking blade makes sharp edges. You will get less stringy off of your strips by using the wavy blade. You can definitely use your pinking shears if you want, but those tops of those edges are easier to come apart with the strings. So I do recommend using the wavy blade. I'm going to show you how that works this morning. It will work if you have any of your rotary cutters. It will work on those. Just take your other blade off, put the wavy blade on just like you would put on any other blade, and you can use that. So $13.99 this morning. This is a 45 millimeter wavy blade from Olfa. $13.99, not a bad price for a blade that you can use for this. And it sold 101.
Hi, Jackie.
Oh, I thought Randy had a question. And then what you're going to need, I am using a 12-inch Wreath frame. They do come in different sizes. What we're doing is a 12-inch, and that's what I use. I think that is a really nice size, whether you're using it as a centerpiece or the door. If you happen to have a Wreath frame that's like a 16-inch or a 14-inch or a 10-inch, you can use those as well. We're selling the 12-inch ones this morning. It has And this is what you need to look for if you are out and about and you want to buy a wreath frame. It has 4 rows on it. And then this one happens to have 6 sections. So if you look, they're each sectioned off and there are 4 wires. So that's what you want to look for when you are looking for a wreath. We do have them available this morning. They're $3.99. And it is a coated 12-inch metal wreath that we're going to use to make this. So $3.99 sold $102.
So unless you want to take them apart, you would need, if maybe you're making one for the 4 different ones, so you'd need 4 of them today.
That's right. You can make one for each season and be very festive in your neighborhood and hang it on your front door.
Mr. Rogers would be happy.
He would, because he liked all the people in his neighborhood. All right, are we ready to go this morning?
I think so.
Okay, excellent.
If I've missed any names, I apologize, but sometimes sorting through the orders and stuff, I do miss some people, so thank you.
Thank you for joining me this morning for breakfast. You can watch me almost every Friday morning. I do a different project where it's interactive. Ask questions if you have questions. We love to hear what you've been up to, what you're doing, and this is our way to invite our friends in and create something together.
Hi, Julie and Cheryl and Deborah, Alicia.
Good morning. All right, so I'm going to make a Halloween one this morning because I love Halloween.
Hi, Cindy.
So I have my 8 fat quarters, and I'm going to show you start to finish how easy it is to cut these. So first of all, when I'm doing it, for right now, I'm going to turn my mat the other way, and I'm going to take my fat quarter. So this is my full fat quarter. A fat quarter measures 18 by 20, 21, depending on the different manufacturers of the fabric. So I am just going to cut it in half because I want 2 long sections. So I'm not going to cut it in half the short way. I'm going to cut it in half the hot dog way and not the hamburger way. How about that? So for me, the easiest way to do that, and a lot of this I'm going to eye, because if you're using a ruler to cut with the wavy blade, you have to be very careful. You cannot put your blade right next to your ruler, or you're going to put little divots in the side of your ruler. Because these wavy blades, if you can see that, they stick out. So this is a great project where you don't even need to use a ruler. You can just eye it. It isn't going to matter one bit. So I folded my fabric in half, and I'm going to just run my wavy cutter right along that folded edge, and I'm going to cut these in 2 pieces. And I am just going to discard that one. Now I have 2 pieces of fabric. Now when you're cutting your strips for your wreath, you can cut anywhere from 1 inch to 1.5 inches. Some of my strips, I tried different widths. If you get too close to a 2-inch, they're a little bit too wide to work with. So I just lay it on my rotary or on my cutting mat. And what I'm going to do is just eye up. Well, first of all, let's cut off our salvage. So I'm just going to do the same way. I'm going to take my blade and I'm just going to cut off my salvage because we don't need that. And then I'm going to cut a little more than 1 inch. And I'm just going by my lines on my mat.
Tris and Alicia say team sports fabric would be great for this.
Oh, yeah, excellent. If your team is in the playoffs or in the Super Bowl. Wouldn't that be a fun thing to put on your door? So I am just cutting my strips. Try to keep them 1 inch to 1.5 inches. This is so forgiving. If you get a little big or a little small, it's okay. They're not going to do anything. So I'm just going to stack these as I go. And then when I get to my last one, I'm just going to turn it the other way, and I'm going to cut off that other edge so both my edges are pinked. So how many did I get? I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So you get about 14 strips, which is twice that. So you get about 28 strips per fat quarter. And I'm just going to stack these up, and I'm actually going to cut all my fat quarters because part of the process I found is really cool, and I'm going to show you that when I get all these cut. It does not take very long to do. I just need to put these out of the way a little bit.
And if you notice that the Amy's sewing machine is missing this morning, it is actually
It's not missing.
It is actually underneath, and we have filled it in with the insert to make a smooth surface, so we have a large surface for putting a cutting mat on or anything else you might want when you're working on projects that don't need a sewing machine.
If you want all of your edges to look alike, you can always come over here to your other side and cut down that edge. If you want all of your edges to be wavy, you know, it really doesn't make a difference. The only reason that we cut wavy is so you don't get as many of those strings. So let me just cut that edge off here, and it makes this one wavy on all sides. So you could easily do that as well. So you're actually cutting your strips. If you cut that fat quarter in half, that makes them 9. And then your strips are 1 to 1.5. So all of your strips are 1 to 1.5 by 9.
All right, Tina. Trish says this is the only time you can use the lines on the mat.
Yeah, and if you look at me, I'm not even really using the lines on the mat. I'm just making my strips approximately. This is just a fun project to make, and also since it's no sew and you don't have pins or anything like that, you could help grandkids cut your strips and then have them help you put it on your wreath.
So form.
Yeah, so a fun way to bring the littles in there and help you.
Colleen's wondering, can you cut more than one fat quarter at a time?
You can try. It really all depends on how much pressure you want to do. It's pretty easy to cut through these 2 layers of your fat quarter. You could try cutting 2 at the same time. See, and they're not all the same width, and that's okay. You'll never know.
Okay, hold one of those up so they can see the wavy on it too.
Can you see the wavy on both ends? It's just a nice wave.
Hi, Sharon.
So, since everyone's watching me cut this morning, what is your favorite holiday that you like decorating for? Christmas is easy because we all have so many Christmas decorations. But there's a lot of other holidays too that are great to decorate for. You could do this wreath in all greens for St. Patrick's Day. You could do it in pastels for Easter. Wouldn't that be fun?
Janice said, would using AccuQuilt be helpful? I don't think AccuQuilt has a wavy...
I don't think so. They don't have anything that would cut like this.
And there is reasoning behind the wavy to
It just
eliminate some of the fraying, that type of thing.
right. It eliminates some of those strings that you get when you're putting them together.
Alicia says it's a tie between fall, Halloween, and Christmas.
Okay.
Rosella, 4th of July.
Oh yes, you could do a red, white, and blue one for the 4th of July. Wouldn't that be pretty?
Donna says good morning, and she said Easter.
Easter would be a great one. Oh, and then with the Easter ones, you could get some of those plastic eggs and glue them on your wreath. Really make it look festive. Another idea is you could do these pieces, kind of make them into a tassel, and then hook them to a string and use it to go across a window or something.
Helen says this is an easier way to cut strips. She uses a ruler, and I don't know for sure, but yeah, it with the wavy blade on there, if you use a ruler, it's going to put notches in it, and it could catch the ruler and actually walk up on it, it looks like.
Right, so
it would certainly be a safety issue.
it is just as easy because you're not going to notice if one strip is a little wider than the other strip. You're not going to notice that at all. So why stress about it? Just cut your strips.
And it's not a quilt, so there's no quilt place.
Well, there's no quilt police anyway, even if there was a quilt.
Victor says a birthday one, right, Amy?
Oh, yeah, that would be good. Then if I was doing it for my birthday, it would have to be purples and greens.
Yeah, Helen confirms that it does nick the ruler.
It does nick the ruler.
Yes. You know, I am surprised. Tuesday night we had the happy birthday applique on, and you did not even think about your own birthday.
I didn't?
I don't think you mentioned it, so.
Well, sometimes you give me a little grief when I mention too much about my birthday. So maybe I was just trying to keep you happy.
Oh.
But we have...
See, your birthday, January 25th.
Right.
So in the middle of September, we don't need to be talking about January 25th. There's a lot of other people's birthdays then.
I didn't bring it up this morning.
Well, maybe I'm trying to pick a fight. Linda says she likes to tie a little wooden ornament so it dangles in the middle.
Oh, cute. Yes, yes.
You can do so many different things to add to these?
I'm just in the doing for time wise. I'm just going to do a few strips on these, and then I'm going to show you how I did it.
Pam says a very large rotating mat would be helpful. Yeah,
Yeah, you want a mat long enough to where you can put your back quarter all the way on it. So this mat is 24 inches.
And you have sympathy from Brenda. She says, "Poor Amy."
I know. Everyone should feel bad for me.
And she also says her birthday month is now. So
well, happy birthday month.
October 19th.
Excellent.
So Brenda, remind us of that here in, is that a week and a half about?
Yep.
Yeah, something like that.
We have 2 grandsons that have October birthdays. Those will be coming up.
Helen also says you can add, use strips that are made of garland.
Sure.
Oh, absolutely. Strips to make garland.
To make garland. That's
yes.
what I was trying to think of before. Yes. So I'm just cutting off. I'm almost done. I'm just going to do a few of this one, and I'm going to show you how I became organized. I'm usually not terribly OCD about things, but this one yesterday, I think I figured out a system.
Colleen, hers is October 28th. Happy birthday early.
Happy birthday month.
See, I bet Colleen in January, she's probably not thinking about her birthday.
Well, it's not necessarily my birthday. It's that I love birthdays. We should all celebrate birthdays because we all know someone who didn't get enough of them. All right, so you have your strips cut from your 8 fat quarters. What I did that really helped me out a lot yesterday is I lay them in order. So let's say I want a orange and then a purple, no, black, and then a purple, and then maybe another orange. And then I want a green and a black, and then an orange, and then a black. I don't know about you guys, but when I'm kind of doing something that doesn't have a set space, even like sewing squares together for 4 patches, and you can just start grabbing off of piles. After a while, you forget, ooh, which pile did I grab off of, or did I do this? And when you get down to the end, you might have a couple piles that are gone, and then a couple piles that have a lot to it because that wasn't your piles you went to. So to get rid of that, I have them in my order, and I'm gonna always go in the order. So I'll start with this one, and I'm gonna keep going through the 8, and then I'm gonna come back. And I found yesterday that worked really well for me to kind of get all the colors the same and distributed evenly throughout the wreath. So what you do is you have your wreath. And like I said, there are 6 sections and there are 4 wires to a section. So the first thing you do is you take your first strip.
Can I slow you down for a second? I'm just going to catch up on a couple of things. We've got a couple of questions.
Sure.
Pam says leftover binding strips make scrappy.
Oh, sure. Absolutely.
Let's see. Marianne, can you think of other uses for the wavy blade, like other kinds of quilting projects or crafting projects?
Yes. So I was thinking of this when you're doing, well, applique, because I love applique. When you're doing applique vines on a quilt, if you cut them wavy about, you know, 1/2 inch to 1 inch, those would make really cute vines that you wouldn't have to. And then I know it sounds like, oh yeah, but you could just sew straight through the center and not worry about sewing around the waves when you're doing that to the outside or any kind of an applique. So use it for your vines on an applique project.
Cindy says it's their 50th anniversary tomorrow.
happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary to the Smiths. Well, that's
a long time.
Yes. Unfortunately, we won't make it to that, I don't think, unless there's some changes in medicine.
Got another 40 years.
Our 10th is coming up here next month. So congratulations, Cindy. That's quite an accomplishment. And I'm sure there's a lot of others on here that have made it to that. What is that? The Golden. Okay.
Yep.
So congratulations.
Any other questions?
Rhonda's got a couple of daughters' birthdays, and then hers is in January with Amy's.
Excellent.
Dina says her birthday is October 14th, only a few days away, but she starts subtracting years now.
Oh, okay. You're okay. You can do that.
Alicia is answering little A. Have an idea. I see a lot of sweatshirts with applique on them, and think a person could cut out the shape they're appliquing, ghost tree, etc., and just stitch around the shape kind of at the edge. So does that make sense?
Yes. So you can do that if you just cut out your shape, so about half an inch from the edge, and then that edge frays, and then that looks really cool for applique. All right, are we ready?
I'm reading Stacy's.
Okay.
Good morning, Bonnie. Stacy said my brother is in Halloween. Birthday parties for him when we were little were fun. He's lucky I did not miss trick or treating when he was born. The dad came home and took her out, so that is good. Stacy probably would have been scarred for life
if she had to miss trick or treating when her brother was born. I totally agree.
Deborah says a little late. What's the size on the ring?
12 inches.
Okay.
So this is a 12-inch wreath form.
All right.
They do come in other sizes, 10 up to 16, but I thought the 12-inch is a really nice size for this.
Good morning, Carol. And Kathy says, looks like the ring bows a certain way. Do you have to turn it a certain way?
Yes, so it definitely bows. So the right side is, if you look at it this way, it does bow a little bit this way. So this is the front and this is the back. All right, so when you're putting on your first strip, what you're going to do is you're going to do 2, 2, 2. So we're going to go underneath those first, the outer 2 rings. And then you're going to just make a knot. So what I like to do is put my fabric through, and then I twist it as I go under there. So when I pull it, my right sides are both up. It doesn't really matter. Now, if you want to make a second knot, you can, but it doesn't really seem to make a difference. So you're just knotting. Then I'm going to go to my second pile. And on my second one, I'm going to go the next 2. So I'm not doing the outer, I'm going through the next 2. So I'm going to come through here and through here. So those are my next 2 wires. Same way. I'm going to kind of make sure that they're even twisted as I pull it through and tie a knot. And if it doesn't twist, it's okay. You are not even going to notice. And then you just slide them close together. Then I'm going to go to my next strip. I'm going to go to the next 2. So we had 2, 2, 2. And now I'm going to go around those bottom 2 wires.
Good morning, or not morning, Pam. They just celebrated their 49th anniversary yesterday, so.
Happy anniversary.
Yes.
So here was I'm going to slide these out so you can see them. Here was our first one. We went around those outer 2 rings. Then we did our second one. We went to the next 2 rings. And then our third one, we went to these 2 rings. So 2, 2, 2. And then you're just going to slide them together. And then when you go to your next one, you're going to go back and do those outer 2 rings. Pull them up together, tie a knot. And then I keep going. So I'm constantly going the same rows. And then the last. So there I've already done another 3, and I just slide them all together. Now do you see the back? So the back, you can see the fabric, and it makes the back look just as nice. So you can see all of the fabric that went around the rings, but you're not seeing the ring itself. So that's what your back is going to look like.
Several have brought up here. Batiks work well. Helen says because you both sides. So. And
the Valentine Fat Quarter Bundle has a couple batiks in it. Because yes, they work just as well as the others.
Sharon, the 4-wire ring right here at Wise Monkey Quilting. You don't have to go anyplace else. If you do, fine. But we have it this morning, the 12-inch 4-wire ring.
$3.99.
Yes.
Sold
$102.
$102.
I have a feeling Sharon is just going to come into the store.
You think so?
Uh-huh.
She certainly can. We have them available. So I've gone all the way through to this black. Now I'm just going to come back and start at this one. I just found that worked so nice. I knew where I was. All of my piles of fabric all go down at the same time, and you will use all of these. Like I said yesterday, I had a couple, like 2 left over, and I could have easily just put them in somewhere to use all of the strips. So you just keep going. Top 2, middle 2, bottom 2, top 2, middle 2, bottom 2, all the way around your section.
Yes, Marilyn says use beach fabric for summer.
Oh, sure. Or would be cute too. You could do the summer colors and then put a pair of those cheap $1 really lightweight flip-flops on it with a bow. Wouldn't that be cute? Oh, there's all kinds of things we could do with this.
April says a good project to work on while watching TV.
Yes, yes. Since it's no-sew, this is easy to do. Once you have your strips cut, you can have them laid out and do that. So I am just working my way. You just do a section at a time. And then when your section is full, I did count, you do about, I think it was, let me find my section here. So we did 1, 2, 3, about 30 strips per section. And I'm just going to do a few more here so you can see how a section looks together.
So yeah, there's a few that are saying that they make them while watching TV at night. So
Absolutely.
Just kind of a, I don't want to say no-brainer, but you don't have to really concentrate very hard.
No. And then what I also found too is if these kind of get in your way as you're working around, I just took a clippy, I took a little binder clip, and then you can kind of pull these back out of your way and clip them and then keep going. So I did use that yesterday once in a while when they were kind of getting in my way, and especially when my section was getting kind of full.
Deborah says these are perfect for her non-crafty friends.
Yes. So if you have a friend that doesn't sew, point them in this direction. You know, you can still be very creative and crafty without having to sew.
Bonnie's going to do this with her granddaughter and her two friends from next door during Thanksgiving break.
Oh, that would be great.
It's great to plan projects like that, and the kids will love it.
Yeah. They always like doing something like this. Or make one and take to your grandkids' house when you go to visit, and then they'll think Grandma is pretty cool for making something like this. All right, so that's what it's going to look like. So can you see the back? You just see the colors of the fabric on the back. And then the front, when you push them all together, you just get these really great colors that come out for your wreath. Isn't that fun? I love this. So many ways you can bring out your personality, get creative, add to it whatever you like in whatever season you have. So here's what we had for you this morning.
Okay. Good morning, Sherry. Brenda says good way to use up scraps.
Yes.
But she goes, I'm afraid I wouldn't be controlled enough for me.
Well, and that's kind of why I laid it out, and you can go in order on putting them on, and then they're all situated.
Marie, we are going to go through all of what you need for it right now. So it is 8 fat quarters.
Yes. So what I used was 8 fat quarters, and you're going to use all of the fat quarters. So we have 4 different seasons that you can use. Here is the fall, which is what I used in this one. So you have oranges, yellows, some browns, some really great fall colors. For the 8 fat quarters, it's $27.99, sold 100 fall. And then I pulled together a Christmas fat quarter bundle, reds, greens, golds, a great combination of some Christmas fabrics, $27.99, sold 100 Christmas. And then like the one I was making, here's your Halloween. Some of these fabrics do glow in the dark, so blacks, orange, greens, purples. Sold 100, $27.99 Halloween. And then to get ready for your other season, here's a Valentine's one. So great pinks and reds that you can hang on there, decorate it with hearts or a big red bow. Super, super cute. $27.99, sold 100 Valentines. Then you're going to need, so you don't have to, but the wavy rotary blade makes a huge difference. You don't get all of the strings coming off. It really does work so well. You can put this on any of your rotary cutters, just like you do any other blade. So this one is $13.99. It's an Olfa wavy blade, sold 101. And then the 12-inch Wreath. It's got 4 wires, 6 sections. It's a 12-inch for $3.99. and this one is sold 102.
All right.
And then you can have so much fun.
Let's see here. Make sure I haven't missed anything. I don't believe Deborah, she has to go. Chores are calling.
All right.
Sherry, she made one of these using wire ribbon years ago. Still uses it for Halloween.
Okay. That would be maybe a little more intense, and maybe a little. I don't know. I've never done that before.
Good morning, Chris. Yeah, I think we're caught up. And as always, if you're watching the replay on this, and you make a comment or have a question, please contact us here at the store. Pam, what the shipping is today, it's
$5 flat rate shipping, unless you buy $25 or more. So one fat quarter bundle, you're going to get free shipping from us.
All right.
Well, have a wonderful Friday and a wonderful weekend. Randy and I will be back next week, Monday, for happy hour at 5 o'clock, Monday and Thursday. Don't forget to join us Tuesday evenings, every Tuesday night at 7 o'clock for Treat Yourself Tuesday, where we have just a fun-filled shopping show with all of the latest projects. Wednesday morning, we just started a new sew-along, Frost Flowers 2. So you can join me 8 o'clock on Wednesday mornings as we sew together the next blocks on the quilt. And almost every Friday morning, and next Friday will be another edition of Breakfast with Amy.
And I don't know, Amy may have talked about it when I was looking at other things, but instructions are included with the...
Yeah, I will write out I mean, it's very, very simple, but I will give you some instructions on it.
That way, when you pull this out to do it a week from now,
you'll remember.
Next year, whenever that is, then yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't see any other questions.
All right.
I'm gonna end on Sherry's and echo that. Have a great weekend.
Have a wonderful weekend. See you on Monday.
Take care, everybody.
Bye.